Today we are going to do active recon from Tryhackme, which is the way of gathering information by interacting with your target directly. And as you can see over here, we are going to learn tools like traceroute, ping, telnet, and even more. And a quick disclaimer, this video is for educational purposes only. I don't endorse any illegal activities. So use what you are going to learn today for educational purposes only and improve the security awareness. With that being said, let's dive into the video. Okay, let's go straight to the task number 1, which is introduction or to active reconnaissance. And as I said on the intro, active reconnaissance is a process of gathering information by actually directly interacting with your target. For example, by asking the employees directly in person different questions about their company so you can gather the information. But in passive reconnaissance, we were gathering information based on the publicly available information about that particular command. And in this video, we are going to see different tools that we can use in gathering different information about our target. So hopefully this video is going to be helpful to you. And if you wanted to learn cybersecurity to the advanced level, this video is a must so that you can master the basic stuff before you go to the advanced stuff. So if we continue to the questions over here, there is nothing much to answer. So I'm just going to click complete off the bat, and we are going to the task number 2, which is by using the web browser to gather different information. So the first one, we can see we can gather information by using the developers tool on your browser. For example, if I go to this website Shodan and I click Control Shift and I like that, it is going to open the developers tool, which can help us to gather different information based on this website. Remember, if we do this, we are directly interacting with the website. We are not using the publicly available information, but we are using the server information that can be found by using the developers tool. For example, we can go to the networking tab and see different networking requests that are being made by this website, and we can use that to gather different information, as you can see over here. Okay, so this is the developers tool which can be used during bug bounties in order to gather different information, and we are going to see how to use this when we are going to answer the question on that particular section. Hopefully you have understood the syntax of the visual or the user interface of the developers tool. You can achieve that by clicking Control Shift and I, or you can just go to the right click and click inspect. It is going to bring you to the same result. Also, you can do code review by using, I think, by going to the view page source and stuff like that. So if we go to the next one, this is a developers tool. The next one is the tool goes by the name of Wapalizer. Wapalizer, this is an extension that you can add to your browser, which is going to give you different technologies that were used to create that particular website. For example, if we go to a certain website, Wapalizer is going to pull information about the content management system used by that website. For example, if it is a WordPress, which means now the attack surface for you is to focus on the WordPress, because you are interacting directly and pulling information from your target directly. We can see the operating system. It can be CentOS, which is a Linux version of which is one of the Linux distribution. You can see the content delivery network they are using, or the name servers. You can see different analytics they are using. So this is a tool goes by the name of Wapalizer, which is the extension that you can add onto your browser. For example, if we go here, you can say download Wapalizer, which is going to analyze different technologies which are used to build that particular website. For example, if we go here, you can see extension for Google Chrome, extension for if you go here, I think it is going to include for all of browser, but I have not installed it yet, but I will soon when we start the bug bounty series. Okay, so the next one is the tool I think called the user agent, and the user agent switch and manager, which is used to switch to trick the website to think you are using different device, so that it is not going to block you during the login attempt, for example, stuff like that. Hopefully you have understood about the different tools you can use by web browser in order to gather different information. So let us go to the question and see how we can use the developers tool in order to answer this question. So here it says, browse to the following website. So we are going to open this link on the next tab, and it says, and ensure that you have opened your developers tool on the attack box. But for me, I'm using my own machine, or the browser on your computer. Using the developers tool, figure out the total number of questions. So if we go to this website, we can see these characters are being asking each other different kind of question. For example, if I say this character is going to answer incorrect answer and stuff like that. So to figure out the number of questions, we needed to go to the developers tool. like this, and we need to go to the sources. Okay, to the sources, and you can see there's different script, right? So but the script of interest is this one over here, which is this one over here. I think it is script.js. Yeah, it is this one over here. And if we go and analyze this code over here, if we go and analyze this code over here, we can see there is the question variable over here, and we can see different questions. For example, we can see there is question 1 all the way to question number 8. So the number of questions that have been asked between the two characters is the question number 8, and we gather that information by using the developers tool. So for that question we are going to answer, the answer will be number 8. So the next one is the ping command. So for all of you guys who don't know what is the ping command, ping is the command which is used to check if the remote host is alive, meaning we can access that host. So for this one we need to start this machine, and while it is starting, let us using the ping command. Okay, this machine is starting, and for me to do this I need to connect it to my VPN so that I can access the Tryhackme machines. So to do that, I'm going to do the following. I'm going to say sudo open VPN, and I'm going to connect it to I need to go to the download section, and I'm going to cd downloads, and I think it is on the downloads. I'm going to say sudo open VPN commando.o VPN, and I'm going to provide my password over there. Okay, now it is connecting to the VPN of Tryhackme. Okay, you can see initialization complete sequence completed. Now I can access the VPN, but we can also check if we can do that. Okay, to check, we are going to say ifconfig, then tune 0 like this, and you can see this is our IP address on the Tryhackme network. And for all of you guys who don't know what I just did over there, I just downloaded the file from, I don't know why this one is blocking over here, but I did the following. I go here on the access. If you go to the access over here, you need to download the VPN configuration file in order to be able to access the Tryhackme machines, because these machines are private and you need a VPN in order to access them. So that is why I go here and download the configuration file and connect it to it by using the OpenVPN. Hopefully you have understood that process. Let me close these tabs over here so that we can concentrate on the necessary lecture. So as I said, the ping command, this is a command which is used to check if the remote host is available. But unfortunately for Windows, it is blocking the ping command. And whenever you write ping, for example, let us go to the terminal. If I type ping like this one, ping google.com, like this, google.com, this ping command is going to send something goes by the name of ICMP echo request, and the Google, if the host is available, it is going to reply by ICMP echo reply, which in long format I think it is Internet Control Messaging Protocol. And for Windows by default it is going to block these ICMP packets. So whenever you ping a Windows based system, it is going to automatically block them, and you will not know if the host is alive or not, and that will be a trouble when you use a tool like Nmap. But there is a way to bypass that, but that is for the video about Nmap. And let us continue with the lecture over here. So let us go to the question and answer them and teach you along the process. So here it says, which option would you use to set the size of the data carried by the ICMP echo request? For this one, if you don't know, and this is the key, if you don't know, you can always visit the man page of that particular command. For example, man ping, and you can research over here what command can be used to specify the data that is being carried. For example, you can search for this keyword over here, data carried. For example, you can copy this one over here, and you can use the man page, the manual page, in order to check for that particular command. For example, like this, it is not going to show anything. You can say, for example, you can type something like data, like that, and you can search throughout the entire stuff in order to find that particular command, that particular option you are looking for. But for me, I understand what flag to use in order to specify the amount of data that is going to be carried, and that flag is the -s flag over here. So for example, if we go on the ping command and you type something like ping -s like this, you can specify the amount of data that is going to be carried, and this data will be in terms of bytes. And for example, you can say google.com. So we are going to send 1,000 bytes to the google.com, and if we hit enter, you can see it is stacking over there. I don't know why, but this is the amount of data we are going to send it to Google, stuff like that. I think it is too much data. Okay, we can continue. Hopefully you're understanding, guys. I don't know, I'm new to YouTube, and maybe I'm nervous when recording this stuff. I'm saying stuff that don't make any sense, but I'm learning. So it is either I make this video or I wait till I'm perfect in making videos so I can make them. And bear with me, guys. Okay, let's go to the next question. What is the size of the ICMP header in bytes? For this one, you can check the manual page or you can Google online. But for me, I know the ICMP header in bytes, it is 80 bytes. Okay, 80 bytes, it is equal to something like I think 80 bytes, one byte is equal to 80 bits. So 80 bytes, it will be something like 80 times 8, which is 64 bits, I think. So here it is going to be 80 bytes. And if you click hint over here, it will tell you can use the manual page command in order to find that particular answer. Okay, and you may have the question, why ICMP header is 80 bytes? The answer to that, in order to improve efficiency, flexibility, and all stuff like that when I think transferring the data. Okay, the next one, it says that, does Microsoft Windows Firewall block ping by default? The answer is yes. I just gave you the answer when we started this lecture. Okay, the next one, it says, deploy the VM for this task and using the attack box terminal. For me, I'm using my own terminal. If you don't have Linux, you can use WSL on Windows. You can have Linux, or you can click start attack box over here, and you can have fun what I'm having over here. I don't know what I just said, but hopefully it makes sense. And for this one, if we need to add the time, we can just add over here so that the VM does not expire before finishing this lecture. So here it says we need to ping that particular IP address, this one that we have given, and to see how many ping replies you get back. Okay, so for this one you can get the answer without even pinging that machine. And why am I that confident? Because we are limiting ping to only send 10 requests. Okay, so we need to get 10 replies back. So, but for the sake of the lecture, I'm going to learn it, and you can see the different requests that are going to this IP address over here, and hopefully at 10 they are going to stop. Okay, we can see 10 received over here, which means we have received 10 replies from the 10 packets that we transmitted to that particular IP address. So for me, I'm going to say 10 over here, and we can continue to the next task, which is traceroute. And as always, for you guys who don't know what is traceroute is, this is a tool that is going to show you the complete path your packet took in order to achieve to your destination IP. For example, if I'm trying to go to google.com, that packet that I send from my home network all the way to google.com, it is going to pass through different routers or different route in the way to reach to that destination of google.com. And those routes can be tracked by using the trace route command. So for example, if I say trace route like this, trace route, if you're using Windows, it is trace RT for Windows, but for Linux, it is trace route like that. And if I say google.com like this, google.com, you can see different routes that we are going to pass. Okay, so this is the first route that we are going to pass, which is my router. This is the default gateway on my network, and all the way to this one. So this is the last router before we reach to the google.com. And these are different paths that our packet is going to pass through in order to reach to this. In order to reach to this last nope, it is called the last hop or the last router. And after this one, we are going to the Tryhackme. So this all from 1 all the way to 11, this is the middle path between me and the google.com. So hopefully that makes sense. And the trace route command, it has the purpose of doing that. So if we go to Tryhackme over here to the question, you can see different way visualization on how this stuff works. But we are going straight to the what? To the questions. Here questions say, in trace route A, what is the IP address of the last router or hop before reaching the Tryhackme.com? So for this one, they have already run. There is 2 trace route. This one is trace route A, and this one is trace route B. They need the last IP address before reaching the Tryhackme.com. So for this one, it will be the IP address on number 14 over here. We are going to copy it, and you are going to paste it over here as our answer. Okay. Now the next one, it says in trace route B, what is the IP address of the last router before reaching the Tryhackme.com? So we need the IP address of the last router for the trace route B, which will be 104.26.11.29 like that. We're going to copy it out, and we're going to put it over here. Paste it over here and submit. Okay, the next one, it says in trace route B, how many routers are between the 2 systems? Remember, when we run this command, remember this one, so you can answer this effectively. Remember, if I say tryhackme.google.com, remember, this first router, this is the first path. After typing google.com, this from 1 all the way to 12 over here, all of this can be found in the middle. Okay? So don't exclude this, don't exclude this. All of these from here to here, these are the middle parts before reaching to your desired destination. So for our case over here, we need to look at the trace route B over here. So it is starting from all of the way 1 over here, all of the way to 26. So there is 26 routers before reaching between the 2 systems. So we are going to say 26, and we are going to hit enter. Now it says start the VM. We have already done that, and it tells us to run the trace route this one to this one, and check how many routers are there between the attack box and the target VM. And they don't need the answer, but because we are studying, we need to type this command and see how many routers are there before we reach to that web's particular IP address. And if we hit enter, we can see there is only 4, from 1 to 4, then we can reach to this IP address over here. Now I hope it makes sense. Okay, so we are going to type complete. Now we are going to the telnet. Telnet, this is the tool that you use to connect it to the remote system. Okay, so if we go here on top over here, it says the telnet or teletype network protocols developed in 1969 to communicate with the remote system. Okay, but the problem with telnet is that the password and username you put, it is going to be stored in clear text, which means anyone who intercepts that network can see your username and password and can intercept your network and can connect to the remote system like you, aka he or she is going to do the impersonation attack. So the solution for that, they developed another remote connection protocol or remote connection tool, goes by the name of SSH or Secure Shell. Okay, so to connect it by using telnet, you're just going to say telnet, you're going to provide the IP address, and you're going to provide the protocol you need to connect it to. Okay, so for our case, let us go straight to the question so that we can answer them and understand how to use the telnet tool. Here it says start the VM on the task 3. We have already done that. If it is not already started, on the attack box, open terminal and use telnet client to connect it to the VM via port 80. What is the name of the running server? So here we have the IP address of that particular device that we need to connect it to, and we need to use telnet to determine the web server that is running. Remember, active reconnaissance. We are going to interact with the website to gather the information. So for this case, we need to find the web server. So we are going to say telnet like this, and then we're going to provide the IP address like that, and then we are going to say port number 80. We need to connect it to port number 80, and we are going to hit enter like that. Now telnet is going to grab the banner. So for this case, we need to make a GET request to the HTTP protocol to tell telnet that we need to tell that protocol, that web server, we need to connect it to talk to each other by using the HTTP protocol. To do that, we are going to make a GET request manually like this, and then we are going to say HTTP, then /1.1, which is a version of HTTP, and we can do this one, and we are going to specify the host, which is ourselves, but it gives the result anyways. Okay, so we can see here it says there is a bad request and dirty with this one, but our interest is on the server over here, which you can see it is Apache 2.4.10. or if you want to find the same server by using the code, you can look over here. It is going to print over here. So this is the banner. We are grabbing the banner by using the telnet protocol. Okay, so here we just found out the web server they are using, and if we are doing a penetration testing or a red team engagement, we can actually check if this web server has any vulnerabilities that we can exploit before moving forward. So for our question, let us see if it allow us to answer yes. We have found the web server is known as Apache. So we are going to say Apache, and we're going to submit like that. And here it says, what is the version of the running server on port 80 of the VM? The version is 2.4. I think it is 2.40. Yeah, it is here 2.4.10. Okay, let us type that real quick. It is 2.4.10. I think so. Yeah, it is correct. Now let us go to the next task, which is netcat. So we need to stop this VM that is currently running, and you can start this netcat, the VM related to netcat. So we are terminating that one. We are going to start the VM for netcat. And while it is starting, let us have a little bit of information about netcat. Okay, so netcat, this is a tool similar to telnet, but netcat has a lot of more capabilities. We can use netcat to open a listening port. Okay, we can open the listening port for using netcat. You can say netcat, for example, by -LVNP like this, where L stands for listen, V stands for verbose, N stands for don't do name resolution, and P, we are going to specify the port we need to listen on. For example, port number 80, and you can hit enter. Can't grab, yeah, okay, permission denied because we don't have using sudo. We need to use the sudo like this, and we need to specify the password like that. And you can see here it is listening on any IP address for the port number 80, which will connect with us over here. And I think if let me try to open another terminal and see if I can do this. Okay, now let me see if I can actually do that, connecting to that particular port. I don't know if I can do that. Let us try to use telnet. Let's say telnet, and let us use our IP address. Let me find my IP address first. If I say config tun0, and it is this one over here. Let me use telnet, then you let us provide that IP address is 10.26.76.57, and we need to connect it to the port number 80 on that particular IP address. Like that, you can see over here it says connect to this one. So we can use telnet to connect it to different services, and this is crucial. For example, if we are performing a penetration testing on a website and we found that there is a way to do remote code execution, we can use telnet to open a listening port, and then we can connect it back. And right now we can see if we do LOS, nothing is happening, but we have already connected from there. And hopefully you understand what telnet, the capability of telnet. Okay, you can see we type LOS here, it came over here. For example, if I say my name is master tvt and we hit enter, and if we come over here, you can see it type over here. So it created a little bit of a tunnel between these two machines, between the same machine but different terminals. Hopefully you understand. Let us go straight to the questions. Okay, I don't know what is happening over there, but hopefully you have understood the capability of netcat. Let us go straight to the questions so we can finalize this lecture. So here it says start the VM already. Once the attack box loads, okay, use netcat to connect it to the VM at the port number 21. Now let us copy this IP address. Let us connect it to that VM under port 21. We are going to say netcat. Then we are going to say Ctrl+Shift+V, and then we are going to say port number 21, which is a SSH client, if I'm not mistaken, and we are going to hit enter. Now it has already grabbing the banner. This here is the banner that we need, okay? And this banner tells us a lot of stuff. For example, it tells us that this is a domain, the domain for the Tryhackme, okay, which is using Debra2. At the same time, we can see the FTP server over here, and we can see the version for the FTP server as well over here. Okay, so here just this banner alone gave us a lot of information. Now let us see what we can answer over here. Here it says, what is the version of the running server? The version of the running server is over here. Linux FTPD daemon, because this is FTPD daemon 0.17. So this is a version of the FTP server. So we are going to say 0.17 like that, and we are going to submit. Okay, now putting it all together, you can see different commands. If we need to revise them, you can check them out, but I'm going to click complete, and just like that, we've finalized this room. And you guys, if you have not subscribed, if by any chance you reached to this point of the video, I commend you, I salute you, and I hope you subscribed and you come for more videos. I'm new to YouTube, and I'm just making, either I make videos or I don't, but hopefully I've made this video, and I will see you on the next banger. Peace out.